All right, if you're looking to get rid of numbness and tingling down your arm, this video is going to help you. My name is Dr. Andrew Grecki, physical therapist, and I'm here today to show you, first of all, what the heck it means when you got numbness and tingling on your arm, and second of all, what to do about it. So let's take a little snapshot view here at my little Essential Anatomy app that's going to help us understand what the heck is going on with numbness and tingling down the arm. So if I zoom in right here to the arm, right? So what's going on? Well, these are just bones. This is what's happening. When we look at the nerves, the nervous system, this right here is what's going on, right? So we've got all these nerves that come down from the neck, all the segments in the neck, all the cervical segments, they come down here and they form what's called the brachial plexus. This nice little bundle of nerves that go all the way down the arm to the fingertips. So if I'm getting numbness down the arm, what does that mean? Well, simply put, it means that the nerves are being compressed, right? They're becoming mechanically compressed. Something is squeezing them. Now, that can be anywhere. Let's go down to the wrist. So we'll start with the wrist. Well, if I have numbness that's just in the hand, this is typically the culprit right here. This is the carpal tunnel, right? So you've got this tunnel that makes up these little ligaments that cross the nerve, right? You can see that the nerve goes underneath this little tunnel right here. So we would say, okay, if I've got numbness in the hands, carpal tunnel, this little tunnel is getting too small for the nerve. It's being compressed. Now, if we move up, let's say I've got numbness and tingling from the wrist to the elbow. Well, I've got a nerve in the elbow here that can also be compressed. And that's going to typically be compressed either by ligaments or by muscles. So if we look at the muscles in the elbow, we've got some in this area that if they're tight, they can compress that as well. Okay, so now that's not as common, by the way. Carpal tunnel is more common. Now, if we come up here into the shoulder and neck region, and now again, we have muscles in this area. Well, actually, let's look at this first. See this right here? This is your first rib. So this is the first rib. This is your collarbone. If the first rib, there's a nerve in that space right there. If that space is smaller, the nerve or the first rib is elevated. In pressing on this bone, it can squeeze the nerve as well. Now, if we look at the muscles in the shoulder region, there's one that's really common right here. This is called the pectoralis minor. So you think big pec muscles, but it's the one underneath the big, small little pec muscle. That's really common. If that is compressing, tightness is compressing the nerve, you'll get numbness and tingling down the arm. What else we got? If we follow this, again, I'm going to go take these muscles away for a second. If I get even closer to the neck region, again, here's my nerves. These big nerves go down the arm. If I add in a muscle right here, you can see that there's a bunch of little neck muscles. And one that's really common is called the scalenes. So you have a scalene in the front, you have a scalene in the back, and it creates this little triangle, and it's called the scalene triangle. So if we have neck tightness muscles, neck muscles that are tight in the scalenes, kind of the front lateral part of the neck, that can cause numbness and tingling down the arm. And then finally, we take away all this stuff and we say, okay, well, the nerves are actually coming out of the spine, right? So if I look at this right here, the little nerve root comes out of the spine. I can also have a spine problem. I can have a disc herniation or a bulge. I can also have, let's take away this connective tissue. Let's take away the nerves too. If I look where that nerve came from, I also have, again, let's put my nerve back. You can see the nerves are coming out of a hole right here. That hole can become arthritic and smaller. That's called stenosis. Or we can just have bad movement in the neck that's causing mechanical compression of the nerve. So stiff neck type of situation. So again, numbness and tingling can be a lot of different things. I would say that it is definitely not something that we want to ignore. That's for sure. It's a neurological symptom. So we always want to get that checked out. But from a musculoskeletal standpoint, those are really common things that I see. And so hopefully that helps you understand, what can cause it. And then later on, I'll talk about what to do about it. So hopefully you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it.